Today on the Riff, Martz sits down with Drew to play 20 questions. But he asks way more than 20 questions. I don't think he understands the game. We hope today is helpful. Thanks for listening.
Riff, welcome. We are back.
We're back
with another episode, and it is a new year.
Welcome to 2026.
Come on.
Thanks to the power of the time machine.
I'm going to miss, I was going to say I'm going to miswrite that on checks for a while, 2026, because,
I write 2 checks a year.
That's legitimate. Yeah, I agree.
Green County collector. That's the last one I wrote.
Yeah. Property taxes, is that right?
Yeah.
And there's usually about one more.
Yeah, that's about it.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Let me know when you write that one.
You have a checkbook that's lasted for like 10 years.
I really do. It's unfortunate. Mine has like the wrong address on it too, but I just keep them around just in case.
Yeah.
Do you still balance your checkbook?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. That's you in 6th grade math, you learned how to do that though.
Yeah, we don't.
Hey, here's a question. Why are there so many banks in Springfield?
Yo, what's up with all the banks, man?
What's with the banks? Banks and churches?
I don't know. Credit unions and banks. And
So we moved here like in 2015 and I banked at Wells Fargo, which was like in Albuquerque.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that was like the bank. So we moved here and I'm like, I'll get a local bank set up at some point. And I set one up and never actually like did anything with it. And then I just closed it. I'm like, so I haven't actually physically walked into a bank in 10 years.
Yeah. No, it's been a while. For me. But
I'm like,
wait, what do you do when you have cash? You're just like, well, I just got that.
Yeah, but I don't get that much cash. But when I do, I just kind of hoard it, or I use it if I need to.
That's true.
But the harder part is actually getting cash when you need it, But when I get it, I just hang on to it.
I agree.
Because almost everything is digital anymore.
That's so... Wow.
Anyway, so every time I see all these banks going up, like a new building going up around like down the street from my house, I'm like, another bank? I'm like, why are people going in there? I guess if you own a business, there's a lot of reasons for it,
People really do feel that way about churches too. So it is like, man,
true.
another one. And you know what? You took away the $2 movie theater. And then you took away, it's like half the things that are going on in town.
Now it's a church
right there.
Great.
So,
yeah.
That used to be an airport hangar. Gosh, now it's a North Point church, you know? Okay, here's what I want to do. New year, new you. I'm just kidding. Same old us. But I do want to ask... I want to play a game. I want to play a game, actually.
Let's do it.
I want to play a game. We are kind of coming up with this on the spot a little bit, but what I want to do, have you ever played 20 questions?
It's been a minute, but yes.
That was my first question.
Yes.
So in this podcast, we will ask 20 questions.
Let's go.
And we, as in me and ChatGPT,
right.
What we've got the Williams Welcome that we have done at some of our campuses. We got some campuses left that we're going to hit, but great opportunity to get to know the Williams fam. And this is just our opportunity to get to know you and not professionally.
Yeah. Not
even, not like as our pastor, but just as Drew.
All right.
Okay.
Let it rip.
Drewski, let's go.
Drewski 99.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it going. Throwback.
Smoke Cats 24.
Throwback. You remembered. That meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. You don't even need to remember my name.
Yeah.
But if you can remember that about me,
yeah.
I just feel very seen right now. Okay, 20 questions. Here we go. And I've already asked one. What's something you're into right now?
I've been brushing up my theology. Is that the wrong answer as a new pastor?
That's okay. Yeah, you can say that.
But like a lot of my books, I read a lot of. I used to read a lot of like theology books and then like self-help and like leadership stuff. Like that was kind of like a genre. I'm like, I've cut all that. I'm like, I don't need to know more. I'm going back to like old books that I've read that I'm like, those were formative for me, like in my theology. And I'm like, I want to reread some of those.
What it's like one of those books?
I'm back into Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton. That's a thick one. I'm in the middle of that. And then Tale of Three Kings. I just read that one on vacation.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Gene Edwards. It's a good one. It's those two I just finished. So.
All right. Well, we're already 3 questions down. Let's go. I have 17 left to go.
All right.
So I might need a little faster, but some take your time. This is just, hey, we're just riffing.
Yep.
We're just riffing. So no pressure, but better answers, please, than the first 3. Where do you feel most like yourself?
Home.
Honestly, that's the correct answer.
Yeah, it is the right answer.
It is.
Yeah, with Kristen. She's my person.
Okay, this is a good one. What small moment made you smile recently?
Thinking about your AIM nickname when I called you Smoke Cats 24.
It's just like, okay. What is a useless skill that you're proud of?
I don't know if I've used.
Maybe I'll remove proud of.
A useless
skill you have.
I used to be able to take you know how you balance a spoon on your nose?
Yes.
Like, I used to be able to do that in 6 different ways, like forward, backward, side to side, upside down, right side up. So I had a little stupid party trick. I also have a big schnoz, so it helps.
I haven't even noticed.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah. Look at the side profile on the Riff. Look at that thing. Yeah.
Okay. What's something that you do that would absolutely ruin your image if people knew? I'm just playing. I'm not.
I'll give you one.
Here we go. 6.
I have a vendetta against the squirrels in my backyard, and I hunt squirrels in my backyard.
What do you got, a BB gun or
yep.
what do you use?
Yeah, I got a pellet gun. Yeah.
Does it actually take them out?
Absolutely, it does. Headshots help. But yeah, no. So it's cruelty to animals. People are gonna come after me right now. I told the story before to someone who actually had a pet squirrel in their house.
What?
I'm like, that's
not
disgusting.
Legal.
No,
that's not legal.
No, if you take the big fluffy tail off the back, it's a rat.
Yes.
That's what it is. But the fluffy tail is like, oh, it's cute. So they started chewing up our patio furniture and our little back deck thing, like the wicker furniture stuff. They started chewing it to shreds. Then the cushions, they started coming up and like we had a cushion. They were pulling the foam out of the cushions and building nests up in my tree. And then we had those party lights on our back deck too. They were up there chewing off. They literally chewed off the lights. So
your squirrels are weird because mine don't do that.
No, they started it. I finished it. But yeah, so that is something I do that if people knew about it, they'd be like less respect.
They just like open up the window and kind of like peek out, and you got
it's like,
and you headshotted a couple that just took
it's
them
Saving
out.
Private Ryan in my backyard. It's
like,
yeah. There's like 10 people. Some people listening are like, oh yeah. Everyone else is like, what is wrong with that guy?
I think that's hilarious. I've never personally done. Mel's a pretty good shot.
Really?
She shot a couple.
Yeah.
At our old house.
Yeah.
We had a BB gun, and
maybe you can come over.
She's a good shot. Oh yeah. That would honestly.
Me and Mel can
sounds like a
snipe
great
from
time.
Yeah,
you just come on over.
Yeah,
hey, you want to like take care of our backyard? Just protect it, defend.
They're destroying my property. I'm going to destroy them. That's how it goes.
Wow, that's honestly more respect. I do think I asked a lot of questions there, and I don't know how many I'm at, but
Probably.
I'm going to say like around like 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it rocking.
Okay. What's something that brings you peace?
The lake.
Yeah, you are a lake guy.
Lake guy.
Lake rat.
Lake rat.
So rats aren't all that bad.
No. Yep.
Yeah, you just remove the tail and you got one.
Yep.
So, which lake?
Table Rock Lake.
Okay.
We
that was a little too quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Table Rock Lake. Go down, throw an anchor down, float around the lake with my family, throw the ball around.
Yeah.
Listen to country music. That's that 20%. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know what my favorite thing is?
Huh.
Whatever o'clock.
Yeah.
Whatever you said that. What is it?
Who cares 30?
Who cares 30? That's it. Dang it.
That's what brings me peace.
Who cares 30,
we
man?
go out in the morning. It's like no one's got anything to do today. Cell phones barely work. So you just kind of shut them off.
When I think of Drew, I think of who cares 30.
Absolutely.
Did I say that right again?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Life's busy.
Yeah.
When you get those pockets of time where we're like, hey, it doesn't matter what time it is. When the sun goes down, we can leave if we want to, So.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Well, now this one's kind of like a serious one, but like, what's a moment that shaped who you are today?
There's a lot of them. I mean, like the obvious ones would be like, I'll just do an easy one, like the birth of my first son. Like, I was scared out of my mind to have kids. Like, I didn't know what to do with babies. I'm like, So, so we got pregnant before the plan to get pregnant was. And so like, it was like, we're having this baby is crazy. And I just remember like, I can still go back to that hospital room. He was born at night and I was standing, birth, whatever, like hand me the baby, like wrapped up in the little burrito with the little default baby hat. And like, it was in the middle of the night. Kristen went into the other room with the doctor for something. So I'm standing there and like the street light from the outside window is like standing right there. And I just remember holding him and I'm like, Silas, like, I love you, buddy. I'm going to take care of you. I have no idea how. Like, I am scared, buddy, but looking at his eyes, I'm like, I will find a way to take care of you, And I just remember that responsibility of fatherhood hitting me. And it was like, and it wasn't crushing. It was like,
there's just a weight. It
was just like,
I was all excited when Mel was pregnant. And then we had Beckham and I'm like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am so dumb.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I should know more.
Yeah.
And I don't, but like, yeah, really. And maybe similar. I mean, Beckham was like one of the first babies I held. Like I just,
Same for me.
Yeah. I'm not like, we didn't have little kids in our,
I didn't have cousins around.
Yeah.
Like I don't, yeah, I was not a baby person. So
yeah. I was a baby once, but that was a long time ago.
Sames.
Any tattoos?
No tattoos.
Are you like against tattoos? What are you against it?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are you
people's
like?
tattoos are shady. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any. I've wanted to get, so here's what happened is, at one point, I think I was 18 and I like wanted to get this tattoo and I was telling my dad about it and he was like, that's really cool. Can I get it? Like, let's go together. We'll get matching tattoos. And I was like,
Not at 18. That's not cool with your dad, huh?
yeah. And he was like, but then he was like, why? And I was like, well, he's like, you don't think you're gonna look like me one day? And that was like the sick burn. That was like the Steve Williams wisdom bomb.
Whoa.
Because he was like,
that's a dad move.
He was like, if you don't think it looks cool on me, it's not going to look cool on you when you're my age. And I was like, okay, so that scared me out of it from like 18 to like 22.
What were you going to get?
It was a Christian thing. It was like this like thing on my calf I was going to do down here. And like,
I pictured like barbed wire fence around.
Yeah, exactly. One of my good friends got Marvin the Martian tattooed on her shoulder when we were in high school. And her mom was like the cool mom who signed off on it when we were like 16.
Like young.
Yeah, she was a big old Marvin the Martian tattoo because that was like, I don't know why, but it was like cool at the time. So anyway, that kind of scared me off for a few years. And then, I just got older. I'm like, I just never really had anything that I'm like, yeah, I really want that. I just made that conversation always made me think. I'm like, if I want it for more than a year, I'll go get it, but I just never did. How many tattoos do you have?
Yeah, this is it. I'm one and done.
What's the story on that?
Yeah.
That people want to know.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is funny. People do ask, and I feel like when you have a visible tattoo, like that's just
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah, people are like, "Can I ask?" And I was like, "Well, I feel like I shouldn't have gotten it in a public place if I didn't want you to ask."
Right.
But yeah, the 3 lines represent minimalism, so it's kind of just not having more than you need type of deal, and not over consuming those deals. And then there's also represents kind of it's supposed to represent a spectrum of not judging somebody where they're at because of where they may have started.
Nice.
So you have no idea where someone started, and where they're at now might have been an incredible journey to get to that spot. Mm-hmm. But you could easily just look at where they're at and have a face judgment, and that's never helpful.
Right.
And you have no idea the things they've carried. You have no idea how long they've carried that. And sometimes you only notice when they drop it. Yeah. And that's not, See,
that's why I like tattoos that have like a meaning. You know what I mean? And most of them do.
You can get whatever you want and then come up with whatever meaning you want.
It's true. Yeah.
So
it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. You're like, you didn't mean any of that. You're like, this is what I did.
3 days later, Jesus wrote, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone does think it's spiritual though. But I think everything's kind of spiritual. So what's something people often misunderstand about you?
I'm kind of, I wouldn't say like I can be very serious, very quick, but I'm an extremely lighthearted person. And my sense of humor is pretty wild sometimes. So like, I think some people, when they first get to know me, I can come across, especially if you hear me like speaking, they're like, oh, he seems like a pretty serious guy, but my sense of humor is actually pretty, a broad range of humor, and I love people. And so, but when I think about, and when I'm thinking and praying and writing, like I do come across sometimes overly serious. And so, and I love I love thinking about, like, especially preaching, I can come across very serious in that manner. And so I have to work hard to think through like, hey, how do you not look like an overly serious jerk up there, because it's not who I am, but for some reason, a lot of times, like when I'm speaking, like I just get passionate about things.
You get focused, and it's like, hey, we're focused, and the quickest way is from point A to point B.
Yeah, totally. And my thinking face is a furrowed brow. So so sometimes I look, if I'm thinking about something, I just look like angry or, and I'm a very approachable, lighthearted person, but sometimes I don't come across that way.
Okay. What is a habit or routine you genuinely enjoy?
Habit or routine I genuinely enjoy. It's a habit, may not be a good one, but morning coffee. Like I
love morning coffee.
Like 9 times, like almost every night I set the coffee maker up the night before on the timer.
Yeah.
So I wake up to, like, when I wake up, I can hear the gurgling of the coffee machine.
Folgers in your cup?
Yeah. Yeah. Best part of waking up. So like that whole thing, it's like, that to me, it's a habit that I genuinely enjoy it.
Are you like a specific coffee guy, or are you just like whatever.
This is gonna like, so we talked about like finances last time. Like, so I had to wean myself off of stopping at coffee shops because I was wasting money and couldn't afford diapers. So I'm like, I gotta stop doing this. That's when I really started.
Priorities.
Like, yeah, exactly. But I used to be the stop and get a coffee guy. You'll hardly ever find me like paying for
I'm
coffee.
an at-home coffee guy.
Yeah, if I'm meeting with somebody, I'll grab coffee. But like, I'm not gonna just wake up in the morning and go hit Starbucks drive-through. Like, I'll make
what do you got? You got your own beans. You got your like. What do you?
Yeah, there's a select group of people that have figured out at Sam's Club coffee beans, Pablo's Pride. It's where it's at. It's where it's at. Like, it literally is like one of my favorite like coffees. And then there's some like Nick who works here is like a coffee snob. So I'm sure that people will judge me for that. But like, I buy it like in bulk there, and that's the thing. I grind the beans the night before, drop into the thing. 6:00 a.m. is for the timer. I wake up and it's going. You ever see The Office when Michael Scott's like, I like waking up to the smell of bacon. So he has like the George Foreman grill and he burns his foot making bacon. I just like waking up to the smell of bacon. That's me. That's a routine. It's simple, but I genuinely enjoy it. Like, I'm normally the first person at my house, and I'm the first person up. I go in there, quietly pour coffee that's already made, sit, read. That's a routine I generally enjoy.
I like that. And sometimes I like to go to bed early so that I can wake up to get coffee. Like, I'm just that excited about it.
Yeah.
What's a belief or perspective that's changed for you over time?
I have more grace for people than I used to have.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I struggled. Like, so I think for me, by and large, if you look at my life history, even my most rebellious years were not that bad. Things like, I've never been drunk in my life. Been around alcohol tons, and like, I don't have crazy hard beliefs about that, but like to me, there's a lot of things in my life. If you look at my growing up, it's like, oh, he was a straight edge, like he did all the right things, so I lived a good moral Christian life growing up through even like high school and college. I had a couple years in there that were pretty sketch, the people I was hanging out with, but again, God interrupted my life and like redirected me in a good way. So I think for me, that's a gift. And like, there are some people my age who are like, I grew up in a Christian home and now I've got church hurt. I'm like, dude, I grew up in a Christian home and I'm thankful that I didn't step into some of the pits that my friends did. Yeah. And like, I don't have this testimony of like, I was, saved out of the pits. It's like, no, like my parents instilled things in me that like the moral code. And so for me, like, I think because might sound worse to me, but because I didn't have to experience a lot of the pain that other people experienced growing up, because of my parents and because of the home I grew up in, at times I think I got to a place where I didn't have enough grace for people that didn't have what I had. My family didn't have money growing up, but my mom and dad love each other, and I never doubted their love for me, and never missed a meal. Like, my mom and dad love God and love people, and perfect, no, but like, man, I had the jackpot in a lot of ways. And so for me, I think that can almost create a lack of grace for people and not understanding where they came from. So I think for me, really my career at T-Mobile, I think really taught me a lot about, hey, what are people's backgrounds and upbringings that are not like you? And I think empathy, I used to think, well, if I were them, this is what I would do. Like to your point, like you don't know where someone started.
That's exactly it.
So I think for me, I'd be like, I don't know, like I was kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps mentality.
You just assume everyone had the same life as you, the same upbringing, that has the same advantages as you, that thinks the same way, that had the same function as you. Yeah. And you don't know who you would have been in some of those environments. Mm-hmm. And it's very, you're right. It's very easy to, compare or judge or think that you would have done something different.
Yeah. Because I think, you reap what you sow, right? So I'd be like, well, you make better decisions, get better fruit. That's true. Mm. But there are people like who, where you just don't know what someone's been through. You don't know their story. And so for me, I learned that empathy is not what would I do if I were them. It's what's it like to be them, and just shut up and listen. What's it like to be you? And I've grown a lot in my grace for people over probably the last 5-6 years specifically.
That's awesome. Okay. This one you might have to think about. What's the most awkward social moment that you still replay in your head?
On Sunday in my sermon, I said, this will air a couple weeks later.
If you were at 9 a.m.
If you were at the 9 a.m. on December 21st.
I know the moment.
Yeah. I was trying to say, and this was not in my notes. When I'm preaching, a lot of times, like, you're way off of what you wander. And sometimes in your wanderings, you wander into no man's land. And you're like, why am I even saying that? That's like, ridiculous. You don't need to say that. But I was trying to say, it doesn't matter how much of a dumpster fire your life is right now. Like, God, you can still get back on the vine. It was the joy message. And I said it fast and I got tongue twisted. And I said, it doesn't matter how big of a dumpster fire your wife is. And I said, yeah. And so I stopped and I was like, and then I changed real quick. Then I realized I saw a guy in the second row go, and I was like, oh God,
say that?
I just said your wife is a dumpster fire. So yeah, I rewinded it. I had to own it in the moment and just laugh it off and move on. But yeah, that's week 3 preaching for me. And I'm like, I just preacher foul right there. So it was funny.
You're just starting your blooper reel early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll have more. So keep coming to North Point. I'll give you more gems. It doesn't matter how big of a dumpster fire your wife is. God still loves you.
Definitely Saturday night services.
Those
are the ones. If you want the typos and you want the rough draft sometimes, not to say that's the plan. It's just, this is the reality sometimes.
Yeah.
And you get some good stuff.
I could have crawled into a hole right in that moment. Because I was like, this is being live. I was just I'm still learning the multi-site thing. And I'm like, there's people in other rooms that can't even see right now. So I heard it was entertaining, though, in Republican Nixon. So I'm glad you had some laughs on my expense. I'll try to give you some more of those.
Okay, what's something you're way too competitive about?
I probably cheer too hard for NFL football. I got to a place where I'm when my team was terrible, I was actually depressed. I'm actually sad right now. And I realized
you're preaching to the choir right now.
I was we're losing. Chiefs fans, it's tough right now. But I just remember being a cloud hanging over my head when the Broncos would lose. And I'd be like, what am I doing? This is stupid. I'm not even on the
your
team.
Family.
Yeah, it's so dumb when you think about it. We're we think we're on the team. We put our jerseys on Sundays and watch the game. And it's just it's fun because my kids are into it. But I'm this is getting stupid. This is actually impacting my real life for something that's not even really real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also games. We my family got into Settlers of Catan last year.
Oh yeah, I played. Yeah,
you play Settlers?
I'm a Catan guy.
All right, let's get it. You guys come over.
Well, here's the problem. No one else will play me in Catan.
Yeah,
because I don't have a super strategic family. My family's no, we just want to play fun, quick games. Or Mel's not really. She's I don't really like that kind of. And I kind of feel a little nerdy when I play it too. So I actually downloaded the app and I just play it on my own sometimes, when I don't have internet. And
come over to William's house and play some Catan.
Right, I got to brush up on my strategy then.
Yeah.
What's a hill you're willing to die on? This could be serious. This could be not serious.
A hill I'm willing to die on.
There's probably very few.
Yeah. I spicy take. I love my wife more than I love my kids. And people don't want to say that, but I'm the healthiest thing I can do for my kids is love my wife and prioritize her over them. And that's the new wave of parenting. It's caught up. I'm you know what? The sooner they realize the world doesn't revolve around them, the better. And it's I don't want to create a world where everything revolves around them. And it's we exist to make our kids happy. And it's that's what modern parenting, Instagram Reels kind of tell you to do. But I'm you know what? We made a commitment. We're going to try to get away once a year, whether it's a weekend in Branson or something else. It's hey, you know what? Someone my kids they're not going to end up in therapy because grandma, they got to stay at grandma's house for 4 or 5 days. They'll do without you, And so to me, I'm I love, and it's not, you love them all obviously, but it's I'm very open even with them. Hey, I prioritize your mom, if they get spicy with her, attitudes, I'm hey, nobody talks to my wife like that. Nobody. And so those are things for me that some people will be ooh, but I think it's the healthiest thing, for your kids. I'm also a dad to 2 sons, so I might sound a little softer with that if I had daughters, but I'm toughen up, boys, let's figure it out.
Okay, give me this. 2026, new year. What are you most excited about for North Point?
Just fresh start, fresh vision, and then, reaching people. And I think just there's a little stretch right here, right? Where it's there's a lot of change, right? With, Jeremy stepping out, me stepping in, the team, it's kind of it's ooh, what is this going to be, But I think only time is really going to settle certain nerves, to where it's so to me, I'm man, I just can't wait for this doesn't feel new anymore.
To get past the,
the first, second, third date
makes sense.
Vibes. No, it's actually just let's go, And so
when you're done counting them on your fingers. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so I think that's where, to me, just to get past that phase and get into let's just go be about the work, the work of reaching people, the work of how do we we fine tune and continue to grow North Point, so it's reaching more people in our community, And so for me, even just getting a lap around the year, like every year at most organizations has a rhythm, and so you have New Year, you have Easter, you've got summertime, you got back to school, you've got Christmas. So whatever organization you're in, you've got quarterly results, or you've got Christmas rush, or whatever the thing is. So running one lap around normally takes a year. And so for me, I'm approaching, like, I just got out of the blocks, and there's certain, we've had several things where you're like, hey man, you should think about this. And it's like, because you've run the lap before, and I'm like, okay, I'm like learning the lap. And so it kind of, there's that element where I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to make some public mistakes, and I'm going to learn and grow as we do this. And it's like, but we'll get used to each other, like with the staff and the team and the church and, our key serve teams. And like, we're all going to kind of learn and like settle in and be like, hey, we're good, like this is good. And like, God's still moving. And it's like right now, there's probably more eyes on me because I'm new, right? And it's like, ooh, there's that evaluation phase. So I'm like, I get it, that's fair, but I'm like, hey, like let's just be consistent, and then like let's get eyes back off of me, like, and make sure all of our eyes are on Jesus in our city and community, and like I'm ready to like lead that charge. When I know it takes time for people to buy in and have trust, and you can't do that overnight. It's just going to take some time. So to me, like, I can't wait to when we're past some of those things, and it's like now we're just running full speed, and I'm not having to look to see if anyone's looking and still value me. Like, reality is people are there are folks who are re-choosing North Point right now, and I want people to re-choose North Point, not because of me, because Jesus is good, the mission is worth buying into, and there's no traffic jams on Sundays. So until then, like, we got work to do. Let's go reach some people. Let's go love some people. And like, to me, like, that's getting to where I feel just fully in the groove there, and we're all just running together on the team. And it's less of the, we're in turbulence right now, the airplane example that you use on Sunday. But like, where there's turbulence in the airplane, that is part of change management. Is there's turbulence that happens. So I'm like, all right, I'll be great when we do cruising altitude if we're past the elevation into this new leadership. And like, now we're just at cruising altitude going, and it's smooth sailing. Take your seatbelts off. Let's go for a ride.
Man, and I do agree. It's like, hey, I just want to be past that first year, and then I know how everything goes. I've got a baseline. We figured it out. But there is something so fun and beautiful about that first year. Yeah. But you're like, I can never repeat that. That is a one, like, everything is special. Everything is new. Everything is like, whoa, I didn't expect that, or I had a misaligned expectation, or like, it is such a fun, unique year. And so, man, I'm really excited. Yeah. I'm excited about all the new. Yeah, for real. And I'm excited about bringing new life and fresh vision to the old. Yeah. And I think that there's going to be something beautiful there. And Riff Raff, excited to do another year with you. 2026, another lap around the sun. Yep. Is that how it goes? Is that a year? That's a year.
No, I think the sun goes around the earth.
Dude, no, wait. No way.
That was a test.
Okay. Oh, well, you know what? I know more than I thought I did.
I'm a pastor, not an astronomer.
Pluto is no longer a planet. I do know that.
Disagree.
So you know what? I agree. Yeah. I agree that I disagree. Yeah. I think it should be. If it was named a planet, it should always be a planet. We don't just take that back.
Yeah. Like, you can't just be, it's a ball of gas now. No.
Now, here's the deal.
You know what? You're a ball of gas.
If it explodes and it's no longer physically there, I understand us not claiming it as a planet anymore, but it was a planet. Yeah. And I feel like we can't it's still there.
Right.
That's honestly, I'm really sad for Pluto.
Me too.
Wow. Okay. Well, Riff, we love you. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Riff. We'll have a brand new episode every week, wherever you find podcasts.